Adventus, the first day, huh?
Such horrid dreams. Bolted from the inside, just as I left it last night. As I suspected, I must have dreamt of that wretched-looking cat. I must say I'm relieved. Right then, let's see if I can track down the elusive Leonard Shoulder. I'm rather anxious to get to this Barrow. I also wonder what happened to Mr. Tillett. The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. Perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it this evening. I don't wish to take it.
Good morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
Let me tell the
Not
truth.
really. I have the rather queer recollection of a cat entering my room last night.
A cat, you say?
Yes, an odd-looking grey one. I must have been dreaming, as I locked the door and windows before I went to sleep. I saw a similar cat in the lavatories while searching for Mr. Tillett.
Ah, Herbert. Oh, he's a harmless thing. He comes in now and then searching for scraps.
Indeed. Seeing him in the lavatories must have conjured up the strange dream.
The mind is capable of manifesting frightful things, Miss Bateman. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp. I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving today?
His train will get in around midday. Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye. What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were. I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hobbs Barrow.
You do?
I do. Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Why lie to me about Hobbs Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all quite puzzling. I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Why must I be wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Might someone around Bewley be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewley folk mean well. Don't forget that.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it. I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder.
Map unlocked.
He looks like a rather shady character. Hello? My name is Thomasina, and you are...
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
What can you tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves. Ha!
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Tight-lipped.
A small plaque beside the door reads Vicarage. I don't think anyone is home.
But the church.
The building is in a dilapidated state. The little whelp looks determined to slaughter the very air itself. The young woman looks extremely bored by it all. Good day.
Hello, miss.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless!
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
What?
Hello?
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas. That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas?
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Okay.
The sign is in a shabby state, but the shop appears to be a cobbler's. The blacksmith is toiling away. A fantastic specimen. Alas, it is not mine to take. I have one just like this. This appears to be the forge of a local blacksmith. Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Aye, George Crozier, at your service.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye, can I help you?
Are you a Bewley native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewley.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Nobody knows
Do you know
anything.
of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
I noticed your spectacular fossil specimen.
Oh, aye. I collect them. This one is called an...
Ammonite.
I'm impressed, lass.
From the Jurassic period, I'd venture.
Do you collect them too, then?
My true interests lie in comparatively modern history.
Oh, aye. Well, I do love a fossil. It's important to remember that we all end up in the soil eventually.
Quite. When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless your vice is cabbages, there'll be naught to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Yes. To the church.
In memory of Mabel Hurst. In memory of William Ager. In memory of Peter Black. In memory of George Paxton. In memory of Barnaby Tillett. In memory of Percival Roach. In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet. In memory of Henry Crozier.
Romeo and Juliet.
In memory of Millicent Smith. In memory of Benjamin Garkham.
Wow.
Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
The trusty trowel, the Barrow digger's best friend. This one has seen better days. Hello.
Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings. The sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry. I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand. My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. Duplancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Duplancy.
Likewise, pet.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. Duplancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods, and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Your cakes look delicious.
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. Duplancy. Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Hobbs what?
Hobbs Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Everybody else tells that they don't know anything about the Barrow, man.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Oh crap. Got to put myself back in. Oh, there we go.
It's locked.
Almados.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans. Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be. Is that a necklace? Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. I think this might be genuine sterling silver. The flowers have long since dried out. I don't want them. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years. I've no time for such things. This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area.
Okay.
This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave. This appears to be a... I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber.
No? Huh?
William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence. Forever in light, Anne Kemp. Joseph Davis.
How do I know what's west and north and stuff in this one?
There's nothing else I wish to...
There it is. Heck?
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
Cut me. I beg you.
Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp. Perhaps I shouldn't risk soiling this glove until I find its owner. I don't think that... Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
What the heck, man?
I don't wish to look too closely. I'm not going near it. It smells disgusting.
Oh, a handkerchief.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand. This should work. Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
Cures remedy. Yeah, I agree. That's a very weird remedy.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, Vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you. Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Are you from Bewley originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmund's. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of His Spirit.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
Shall we roam around a bit, maybe?
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Okay, so he will be here. Just roam around a little bit to see what we find here.
No doubt home to many a woodland creature.
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait. Some nerve.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
That's who?
Says who?
Lord Panswick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, aye? You're not from round here, Thomasina Bateman.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
I am indeed.
Yep.
Tell me, who was
Okay.
that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
These are his woods.
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Beoley.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewley.
Aye, not far away. But his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions. If you must know, his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
We don't need to talk about that. Hobbs Barrow.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Can't say I have.
Do you know a man named Leonard
as well.
Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
Walk around first and explore a little. See what happens if we go up here. Oh, then we come to a church. Okay. I should check on these places too.
I don't think anyone is home.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril. Remarkable, a gargantuan fossilized ammonite. This would look fantastic on my mantelpiece.
Hey! Stay away from that!
Don't touch it!
It's bad luck to touch the Ammon's horn. I'm serious.
Fine. Hello there, my name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
How are you?
Go away!
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to.
Why's that?
Because he has a lot of money.
Do you
That
know
usually
a man
works.
called Leonard Shoulder?
No,
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
no.
Goodbye. Damp rag dolls have been laid out to dry in the dreary sun. Sweet little flowers. I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck. Good day, little one. What's your name?
Hello, miss. I'm Jane and this is my brother Wally.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Thomasina.
I'd introduce you to my dolls, but they're drying out at the moment.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Tell me more about the Ammon's Horn.
Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
The Nomadam story.
How wonderful. I'll be sure not to touch it. I wouldn't want to anger the gods.
Sensible.
Wally doesn't say much.
He's mardy with me because he's bored, miss. He thinks he's too old to play with dolls.
I see. Where are your parents?
They are picking apples from the big tree in our yard. Daddy and I sell them at the market.
That sounds nice.
But they don't mind us playing at the beck, as long as we don't touch the Ammon's Horn.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Jane!
No, miss.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
They do have, but
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
okay. No.
Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office. I don't think anyone is home. A storeroom of some kind. It's rather empty.
Okay, can't go that way.
Nobody home.
Hello, Immortal Matt. Oh yeah, did you enjoy it? That's apple tree.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Okay, so that's it. Okay. No. Oh,
Yes.
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
His lordship commands much respect around here, lass. Keeps me busy with work. Why do you ask?
Just curious. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
let's see.
Where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman. I were blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink. Then it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
About last night. What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder. You told me you knew him, and promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink, which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know naught about him. No, naught about Leonard Shoulder.
You're hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look, what would I gain from lying to you? I just wanted another drink.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
I don't remember out.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around me skull.
Be sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye. I'll survive.
So, you work here?
Aye. Bewley's station master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
What does a station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship then?
Yes, do you know him?
Aye, he comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No, I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
About last night. You really don't remember where you went last night?
As I say, it's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was. I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Oh, aye.
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember. I've nought to say because I remember nought.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra.
Nothing to do here. Let's just try. Oh. kitty again. Okay, I think we've been everywhere. So let's
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me. Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
How in the heck should I know this? Let's see. I don't think it's... Nothing that I can remember from Hamlet or Macbeth. And he doesn't have that old style, type that, well, the style of Hamlet and Macbeth. Let's go with Richard II.
Richard II?
Correct. You are well read, Miss Bateman. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me. Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
You go, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
The truth.
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain. Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
Daddy, wake up! Daddy, wake up! Daddy is sleeping. Mummy? Mummy?
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times. I can assure you. What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Hello. She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
The Devil's Toe, huh?
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily.
Merrily, merrily,
Just
merrily,
as I had
merrily.
begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. de Plancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. Father, what do you make of this?
A peculiar adornment. I've not seen any like this in Bewley, though it does remind me of a passage by the bard himself. It is the very era of the moon. She comes nearer earth than she was wont. and makes men mad.
Uh-huh. Not Romeo and Juliet. I have no idea which of these two it can be then. It's one of these two. It's so long since I read any of these. Like the Romeo and Juliet, Othello, and stuff like that. I go with the more famous one for me, Othello.
Othello?
Precisely, Miss Bateman. Your knowledge of the bard is presently flawless.
I consider myself to be well read, Father Roach.
It's delightful to meet a fellow bookworm, I must say.
And that was a gamble.
A sweet little hen, plump and well groomed. A woolen undergarment. That glove looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow. The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me? Mr. Shoulder has stacked blocks of wood neatly beneath this small lean-to.
Very neat and tidy.
A pair of thick woolen trousers.
No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned. Mr. Shoulder?
Mr. Shoulder?
Bateman here. I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle?
It's locked.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
No, you go ahead, Father. Thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
The middle one, I have no idea. Shakespeare could be Romeo and Juliet. I have no idea. What is that Romeo and Juliet? That it can be this one, but I don't know about it. Or Shakespeare. We had Shakespeare. Oh, enough Shakespeare. Oh, wait. Okay, so it's just actually between these two. Romeo and Juliet, then, because I have no idea about this one. So
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I shall say good night till it be morrow. You've proven yourself to be an impeccable scholar of the bard, my child. Lord be with you.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found. You're a sweet little thing, aren't you?
What the heck? That's an achievement.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up. A fearsome-looking beast. You're a sweet little thing, aren't you? This must provide a charming view across the moor.
I think I strolled in.
As I trudged back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobbs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder. The train! That must be Kenneth. I should go and meet him at the station.
I can't do anything. Sometimes we only sit and watch the world go by. Okay.
Margaret's Lookout. I wonder who Margaret is, or was.
Oh wait, so it said this, and then you can pick and they will fast travel there. Oh, nice.
Where is Kenneth? He was supposed to wait for me at the station. I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye.
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses. Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price, he's the postmaster.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you.
We've been there.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra.
That must be the postmaster's storeroom. Hello.
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewley before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors. My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to meet you, Henry. Thomasina Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
You seem in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face. Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
Originally, a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long. Though I currently reside in London.
London? I've never met anyone from London. How very exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe. Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air. Well, you've got that in Bewley. No factories out here. Such things are a blight on his creation. I were born in this very home I stand in front of. Bewley is in my blood. Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour. I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw him wheeling a large crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
Where did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I know he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He must be a few miles down the road by now.
Curses. When will Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not for a long while now that you mention it. Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewley. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
You flatter me, Mr. Long. I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
One of those old burial hills?
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewley. And we are all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new faces.
Your opinion of the railway station differs widely from your fellow townsfolk, Mr. Long. I've not met anyone particularly keen on it.
That railway line is the start of a new era for Bewley. Mark my words. There's much to protect here, but we need new blood. I hope that some of you visitors will actually stay here permanently.
Why is that?
So I have new friends to talk to. Some people here don't want any new friends. Cyril Farnaby, the miserable old sod, is the worst offender.
We noticed.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Cyril. He really dislikes the railway station.
Absolutely miserable he is. I've tried to convince him many times that the station will help Bewley. He just doesn't understand.
I met him last night in the Plough and Furrow.
Aye, the scene of our many debates. Blimey, I could go for an ale right now, actually.
Can I buy you a drink?
Really?
No. Wait. Do you think Mr. Kemp will let me open a tab?
Perhaps. You could always ask him. I shouldn't leave anyway. Mr. Price is relying on me to keep watch of his storeroom.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
There's my crate. Kenneth always ties a red ribbon to it. I can see an envelope tucked behind the ribbon. Perhaps it can help explain Kenneth's absence. I'm going to have to get in there.
So, we need to open a tab so we can buy an ale with him. Then we sneak out through the restroom maybe and get there.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
See what they have to say about Lord Panswick.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Not a lot. I know he's in charge around here.
Does he come to the village often?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Are you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow? I really must find it.
I'm sure.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Nobody will say anything about it.
I'm sorry to ask this, Mr. Kemp, but could I please open a tab?
Still now in your purse?
I'm afraid not. My assistant hasn't arrived as planned, so I find myself in a bind. He must have put the money in my crate, which is currently being held in Mr. Price's storeroom.
Well, as you know, I run an honest establishment here, and I do trust you. So yes, I'll open an account for you, to be settled at the end of your stay.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Now then, I'll be needing something of value as a deposit.
I thought you said you trusted me.
Aye, it's not personal, lass. One can never be too cautious.
I found Mr. Shoulder's home, thanks to the help of Father Roach.
Wonderful! So you've met our vicar then?
Yes, I did. An interesting character.
Indeed. So, did old Leonard apologise for his absence?
Not quite. He wasn't home.
What is that man playing at?
You tell me. I've decided to find Hobbs Barrow without Mr. Shoulder's aid.
Are you sure that's a wise idea, lass?
What other choice do I have? I have a feeling he is avoiding me. Do you know where I can find the Barrow?
No, sorry. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
Oh, we can leave
My
the
assistant
necklace
has
here,
not
probably.
arrived as planned.
Oh, is everything all right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Am I to keep a room for him just in case?
If you could hold it for one more night, Mr. Kemp.
As you wish.
Spring sale. Oh my god, I know it's a spring sale.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
A most charming man, Miss Bateman. He
Weird
looks
one
after
to
us here,
just
a
pop
good
up.
fellow.
Where does he live?
Panswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His lordship likes his privacy.
How can I open a tab again?
Leave me an item of value as a deposit. I'll give it back to you at the end of your stay, when it will be time to pay the piper.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it? Aye, silver. That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
Not right now, Mr. Kemp.
As you were.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
Let's see.
Hello. What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
I really must find Hobbs Barrow.
What did I tell you last time? Naught to be found digging around in those things.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Good day. Are you sure you don't know anything about Hobbs Barrow? I would very much like to find it.
No.
Goodbye.
Maybe we need to buy. Oh wait, maybe we can buy a cookie and bribe him. But we need to get into that post. Let's see if we can talk to people here first.
Hello.
Yes?
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
He gave me some sweets once. My friend says that Lord Panswick has special trees at his manor that grow sweets on their branches. You think that's true, miss?
I think that's very unlikely.
Me too.
Are you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow?
That like a wheelbarrow?
Never mind. Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Trying to talk to people again and just see.
I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry, you'll find him.
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewley. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hobbs Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
I can't remember.
Mr. Tillett, please, this is important.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman. I'll try to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
That's if I ever get to meet him.
I'm sure you will.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
Hello. Good day.
Father Roach asked me not to discuss that with Mrs. Duplancy.
No.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Wretched man. They say he is restoring a chapel near his manor. But for whom and to what god, I ask?
Is he a man of faith?
I've barely seen him set foot in St. Edmunds. It doesn't stop him from acting as our God-given ruler. Stay away from him, pet. Don't get yourself tangled up in local affairs.
I certainly don't intend to. Are you sure you don't know where Hobbs Barrow is?
Hobbs what?
Never mind. Why did you call Lord Panswick wretched?
He hides in that manner of his and cares not for his people. I've heard stories whispered in the pews, you know.
What kind of stories?
That he shoots people on sight. Anyone that strays onto Panswick Manor.
Good grief.
Yet he will walk into the plough and furrow and buy ale for all and be hailed as our protector. I answer to God and God alone. Forgive me, pet. I shouldn't get so worked up.
Not at all. I appreciate your honesty, Mrs. Duplancy. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
So this path here, where does this go now again?
I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous. I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible.
Maybe.
No, that won't achieve anything useful. The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly. The moors stretch...
Can't dig in that one, and this comes to the bench right there. And that one takes us out there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more we can do here right now. So, let's go and talk to him and by getting a beer on. Since we got a tab now.
Hello?
Good day.
Can I buy you a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more at the inn.
But I told Mr. Price I'd keep watch of his storeroom.
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take long. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
The rocket weren't Stevenson's only design, you know. Before that, there were the Blucher and the locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch. I believe he built that in 1828. In Newcastle, of course. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
I couldn't even get a word in.
He likes a good chinwag, our Henry.
He certainly does.
Oh, wait, why is this different compared to...
I don't wish to take it.
No.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull. A decorative plate depicting an eagle. A decorative plate depicting a serpent. A decorative plate. This one depicts a cat. A decorative plate. This one depicts a dog. A decorative plate depicting a bear.
Okay. There must be something we are supposed to do now then. Being everywhere here, being everywhere there. Okay, so can't do it that way. We talked to everybody here. We talked to the smith. Vicar? No, he's not here now anymore. Maybe we have the children over here then. Oh no, it's just her.
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes, my favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow. Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe.
Ah,
I have to
yeah.
wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
Where do you live?
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there. Or maybe he's left her out on the moors.
Oh, that's
one
okay. That's the guy that we saw outside the
Have you heard
house.
of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
You will?
Yes! But don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first. I miss her.
I will. Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Okay, so that is over here. That's him outside over here. Yeah.
Good day. Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
She kicked me! Look at this bruise on my leg!
That does look quite bad. Why did she kick you?
Because she's a little goblin. You don't know what she can be like. Besides, Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk. That'll teach her.
What?
Who are the fair folk?
The little people of the moors. I gave myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
It's two, and I gave them a doll.
Where can I find these fair folk?
Follow the tinkle of their tiny bells. I hear them when the wind dies. They dance around their little house.
But where is this little house?
Just listen for the bells, you'll find it. Don't think about bringing that doll back. That'll just bring bad luck for all of us.
Goodbye.
Can that be? I wonder if that can be the devil's toe.
What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself. I don't wish to dig it up.
Yes, it's not that one. And it's this one that goes to the moors. Maybe we can go past here now. Ah, wait. There's something over here.
I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous. It looks like something has been buried in the middle.
Oops. The heck, man? Oh, flashback.
Thomasina, please stop leaving your toys lying about the place. What happened the last time you left your dolly under the tree?
A fox ate it, madame.
Yes, it did. Fetch it now, won't you? Then I'll fix your supper.
Yes, madame. Hello, fairies. Hello. There you are, Josephine. I won't let the foxes eat you.
Who's that you have there, little bird?
Josephine. She introduced me to the fairies.
Oh, fairies, you say?
Yes, Daddy.
Do you believe in fairies?
Of course. Do you see those mushrooms over there?
Yes.
That's the gateway to their kingdom. That's where Josephine and I go to talk to the fairies.
Now, listen to me, Thomasina.
Yes?
You're old enough now to hear this. There's no such thing.
There is no
fairies
Santa.
or talking dolls, my little bird.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, my dear child. I do not wish to upset you. I just want to make sure that you understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Josephine is just a doll, and fairies do not exist.
But, Daddy...
Science is the great antidote to the poison of enthusiasm and superstition. Please always remember that. If you hear anything about fairies or the like again, know that it's hogwash. What is it?
Hogwash. Did Wally bury the doll, I wonder? This must be Jane's ragdoll. Perhaps these wriggling worms are the fair folk young Wally was so fearful of. How strange. There is a hairpin pierced through the arm. This may come in handy. I'll keep it. At least I shall not return from Bewley empty-handed.
Oh, maybe that we can use as a lockpick, huh?
A sharp hairpin. Could be useful. It's Jane's creepy ragdoll. I present to you Myrtle.
Myrtle! I missed you so much.
Now, I believe we had a deal.
Hide and seek.
Come back! It's in moments like these I thank myself for not having children.
Oh, what the heck, man?
Hey!
Oh, she's in the hole.
Jane? Jane, get out of there. Don't make me come in. Fine. Curses. The hole is too small for me to fit through. I was always happiest with a trowel in my hand, uncovering hidden worlds within the earth itself, clod by clod. That should do it. Jane! Jane? Jane, come out this instant. I can't see a damned thing in here. I need a light source.
Well, we have a match.
There is a single match remaining inside.
God damn it. Okay, so we need to go and get something. Yes, Steam, I know there's a spring sale. Come on.
There's nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment. No one here. I don't think anyone is home.
Never checked those. Do we have a new candle here then? What? Ah, crap.
The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. Jammed shut. The wood must have warped over the years. The drawers don't open. I can't store anything in them even if I wanted to. The drawers don't open. I've stored my case in there. A box within a box. Can I please have a new candle for my room?
I'll go upstairs and replace it this evening.
Can I have one now?
It's not dark yet, Miss Bateman.
Never mind. Henry Long can talk, can't he?
He's a colourful character.
Where the heck are we?
Drinks like a fish.
He certainly does.
I've
Where the heck
seen
are we
him
gonna
drink
get the
this place
candle from
dry
then?
and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Hmm. I'm trying to figure what can we do now then. Visit the vicar maybe?
I don't think anyone is home.
So we need our what the heck are we gonna do now then? Was thinking if there would be a candle in the church to take, but there wasn't. I can't talk to her. We can go. I don't think there's anything more we
I can't think of anything else to do.
No, exactly. Let's see about the.
Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, might I borrow your lantern?
Sorry, lass. I need it. My eyesight is not what it used to be. The extra light helps me see what I'm hammering.
I understand.
Ah!
Are you sure you don't know where Hobbs Barrow is?
Sorry, lass.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Well, this is closing in the choices we have. No, Kenneth.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, so we're done with him too. I want to say this is a nice system that they made. Like it. We invite him again for drinking?
Hello.
Good day.
Maybe we can get him drunk.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
The rear wheels are powered by coupling rods, would you believe? The boiler had 2 flue tubes. 2! There were nothing like it. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Curses. I'm starting to feel somewhat tipsy. I'm here to excavate Hobbs Barrow, not Hobbs Barrels.
Sometimes water is a wiser option.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being. Good day, sir. I must say, last night has rather put me off using...
Okay, we're not gonna go in there.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
let us make our way.
Bewley is the latest of many additions to the Midland Railway line. Speaking of change, I hear the whole frontage of Derby Station is being rebuilt. Designed by an architect by the name of Tubshaw, if I remember correctly. Well, that's me. I better
Okay,
be
so
off.
this doesn't work.
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Mr. Long can really put away a drink. Thank goodness I've switched to water.
Okay, so that is not working, and I thought we could get him drunk or something would happen. Where do we have more people? Oh yeah, we have, let's see if he's out, if we can talk to him. He will let us in. Cyril. Oh, there he is.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what. Thankfully, no one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewley. This is our town, our land. 'Tis no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
No. I found Mr. Shoulder's house today, but he wasn't home.
Why the bleeding hell should I care, lass?
What do you make of Henry Long?
An idiot who thinks that station's a good idea. Can you imagine? Strangers pouring into Bewley. Turns the stomach, that does.
Maybe he has a point. You could travel.
Bah, you're an outsider. I'd expect you to have such a bad opinion. But Henry, he's a Bewley lad. We've had the odd barney or two in the pub over it all.
I can imagine. I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow. Do you know where it is?
Mind your own business, lass.
You really are quite helpful, aren't you?
Bah.
Can I buy you a drink, Cyril?
Now?
Yes.
Go on then, lass.
Follow me.
Okay. There was this guy, and go and see
So
about
then he
the
turns around and says, "Why is a
woodcutters."
dog like a tree?" And I says, "I don't know." And he says, "Because they both lose their bark once they're dead."
Very droll, Cyril. Well, it's been a pleasure, but I must be off.
Aye, lass. Ta for the drink. You're not too bad for an outsider.
Cyril seems gruff and unwelcoming, but I sense he may be a kind man under this facade.
Oh, can we get into his home now? You know.
There's nothing else.
Or do we need to bring that guy over there? We're gonna go in now or not? No. God damn it. Okay, so that didn't work out for anything. Woods.
Do you know where I can find a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Never heard of it.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
long way to meet you, Mr. Shoulder. Please open the door. I've no desire to lug a block of...
Yes, it was him because he matched the glove, so he was the one that was outside there.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it.
Does he have anything new to say?
There's nothing else I... There's nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment. The bucket is rusty and full of holes. I have nothing else to ask. There's nothing else I wish to... I have nothing else to ask.
What the heck are we gonna do then now? I mean, I could bring him for another drink, but would that do anything? I can assume it's we just bring him over there again.
Hello?
Good day.
I don't
Can I
see
buy you
anything
another
else we
drink?
can do.
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I
Maybe
shall
him
take
and
you up
Cyril
on your
will-
offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
Make something. I don't know.
To think, if that station hadn't been built, we would never have met. Blessed be the Midland Railway.
Uh-oh.
Idiot! That station is the worst decision this village has ever made!
Cyril Farnaby, a miserable man with miserable ideas. I will change your mind even if it kills me.
Okay, so now we have the chance then. Okay. We should be using this on the door.
Kenneth taught me this useful trick. A hairpin is much more than a hair accessory. A few wiggles and this lock should spring right open. I've snapped the hairpin in the process, but I managed to unlock the door. Let's open this envelope. There's a note inside.
Miss Bateman, I beg for your forgiveness. A matter of grave urgency has arisen in London. I cannot join you in Bewley. I packed your usual equipment and pray you will find local assistance in my absence. Look forward to seeing you upon your return. Yours faithfully, Kenneth Murdoch.
How very frustrating. I wonder what happened. I'd better get this to the alley before Mr. Long comes back. Moving a fully laden crate through the village square was no easy task. Somehow, no one was there to witness it. But I didn't give up, because I never give up, do I, Mother? I am as stubborn as my father, as you liked to remind me. Wait. Where is my money? It's not in here. Kenneth, you absolute liability of a man. It looks like everything else is in here. Picks, specimen trays, shovels. Oh, my chisel, I'll take that. Ah, my lantern. It feels light. There mustn't be any oil inside. I'll leave the rest in the crate. Stanley assured me things would be safe here. No money and no assistant. This is most inconvenient. Still, I've been in worse situations. I've got a tab at the inn for now. I'll worry about money later. I must find that Barrow and get on with the excavation.
So we have no oil. That means we need to get some oil into... Or maybe the blacksmith have some for us. He has a lantern. Let's see if he has any oil. All I can think about it right now.
Good day.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern oil.
I don't have much to spare, lass. Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts. How much coin do you have?
None, I'm afraid.
If you're in a bind, I can trade you a small amount.
A trade, you say?
Aye.
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
He likes these. So that would mean... oh yeah. Oh, here.
I can't pry the fossil from the rock with my bare hands.
I guess with a chisel we should.
Splendid. I've managed to extract it in one piece. An exceptional ammonite fossil. Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
Let me fetch some paraffin from inside. There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Fossil collector, huh?
My lantern is fueled and ready for action. Right, let's put this lantern to good use. Jane, come out at once.
Badger!
Goodness me!
Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there. I got bored of waiting for you.
So where can I find Hobbs Barrow?
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobbs Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
So, church.
As I trudged through the barren moors, with only the odd sheep for company, I reflected upon my visit to Bewley thus far. The enigmatic Mr. Shoulder and his puzzling disappearance. The townsfolk of Bewley, who had made it as difficult as they could for me to find Hobbs Barrow. The suspicion, the wariness in their eyes. Only now I know it was actually fear. In the end, it was the innocence of a child, young Jane, that condemned me to my fate. The gate opens out into a vast tilled field. I've no desire to wander the furrows.
What do you want?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. Mr. Bryden, I presume.
Aye. What do you want, lass?
I understand Hobbs Barrow is located on your land.
Oh, well, yes. Why do you ask?
I am an antiquarian, Mr. Bryden. I'm writing a volume on the Barrows of England.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting to dig about it.
If at all possible, Mr. Bryden. I was invited to Bewley by Mr. Leonard Shoulder, who told me such an excavation would be possible.
Leonard Shoulder? Ha! I haven't seen him in years. The last I heard he were on death's door. There's to be no more digging there, lass. Not since it went so badly last time.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Bryden.
I live here with my wife, and I might be long in tooth, but I can still run this farm without too much help.
Was there a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Aye. My brother dug it up. Must have been, 25 years ago. You see, whatever he found inside, well, it drove him mad.
Oh?
Aye. I moved back here to look after him. Poor bastard hanged himself not long after.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryden. That's terrible.
Aye. Time passes, but it were an awful thing.
What did your brother find?
Samuel. Samuel were his name.
Sorry, what did Samuel find in the barrow?
I don't know, but something went wrong. Afterward, he could barely speak. You couldn't make out a word, like.
That must have been hard.
He lost a hand in that excavation too, you know.
Goodness me, how?
I try hard not to speculate on what might have happened, lass. I'd see him disappear into that barrow, dragging timber in with him. You'd hear him hammering away for hours. I offered him help, but he'd have none of it. Soon enough, he blocked the entrance off. To look at it now, you'd never know the thing we dug up. The land has reclaimed it.
Who else was involved in the excavation?
2 others, I believe. Outsiders, perhaps. I can't say for sure. I think they left town pretty swiftly afterwards. I lived in Bakewell at the time. I only moved back here to look after Samuel. I took over the farm when he passed away.
I see. What can you tell me about your farm?
Samuel's fair to side. We're a fortunate family. The soil is fertile here. Crops grow without too much trouble. All the other farmers round here raise livestock. Even Lord Panswick. We grow feed for him.
Most fortunate, Mr. Bryden. Is your wife home?
She's out in fields, lass. Pulling weeds. The curse of such fertile soil. 40 years we've been married. I couldn't do it without her, you see.
How splendid.
Aye. My wife is a fine woman. Are you married, lass?
No. I've had my fair share of proposals, Mr. Bryden, but that's not the life for me.
Marriage is an important institution. You'll find a man one day.
I manage rather well without one, Mr. Bryden. You haven't seen Mr. Shoulder for some time?
I hear about him now and then, but it must be a good few years since I set eyes on him.
He hasn't been here to visit Hobbs Barrow?
Not to my knowledge. I heard he's beset by ailments. Don't leave his home often.
How odd. I assumed he'd spoken to you about my visit.
Not at all.
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
He keeps us going. Most of our crops go to feed his animals.
What is he like?
Oh, I've hardly laid eyes on him. He sends his workers here to pick up the crops.
I see. You say Mr. Shoulder is at death's door. What exactly ails him?
I'm unsure. It's just what I've heard. I wouldn't want to speculate on matters that are not my business.
Mr. Bryden, may I please have your permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
No. Have you not been listening, lass? Samuel found something in there that's best left to rot. No digging here, lass.
Wouldn't you like to find out more about what Samuel found in there?
Perhaps. But Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. You don't want to tempt the same fate, lass.
Perhaps I can at least see Hobbs Barrow.
I suppose you've come a long way to be here, lass.
All the way from London, Mr. Bryden.
Have you any proof of all you've told me?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
Thanks for your time.
Ta-ra now.
Does that one work?
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewley in order to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Leonard making bold promises, I see. Don't make me regret this, but yes, you can have a look at it.
Thank you.
Any road. Once you've set your eyes on it, you won't be wanting outdo with it. The place gives one a queer feeling.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it.
See if there's anything over here.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk. This is not mine to take.
Aww.
Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable. What a wild-looking thing.
Bum, 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 bum.
I probably should have brought my umbrella.
HR?
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to. Someone has carved the letters AR into the stone. Hobbs Barrow. Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder? smell. Earthy and sweet.
Okay, flashback again.
3, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come. Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy. Now I'm ready. No treasures here. Nothing here. Hello.
Hidden.
Treasure. Daddy, I found the treasure. Look.
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Throws it in the ground? No.
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Hmm.
In good time.
Getting late, getting darker.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Again. Yep. No. Yeah.
No.
Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favorite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Hey, Orange. How you doing, buddy?
All my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery.
Are you
tools
happy
and
it's
such.
weekend now?
Bones too, no doubt.
No. I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass.
What old games are you
Fussing about
playing
in old
currently then,
graves like
arranging?
that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobbs Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock his bloody block off. In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You heard the man.
Charming.
The woodcutters. Oh, what the heck?
Good evening, sir. I'll leave you to it.
Mega Man Battle Network 2 on the Switch and Robert Ludlum's The Bourne Conspiracy on PS3. Okay. Herbert!
I don't wish to wake him up.
Hey, Cyril.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
Cyril is a
He
funny
seems
character.
even more wound up than usual.
Of course I did the Warriors. I played it twice on stream. That's trending. Once on the PS4 Pro, and then later when it came out on PC. Played it on PC too. The Warrior said old gamers playing old games, so is that fitting for you then, Randy? Oh, Dark Souls 1 is like 20 years old, isn't it? No, not quite, but it's old. When did Dark Souls 1 come out? This date. Yeah, 2011. Oh god. 14 years ago. I was exaggerating with the 20, but 14 years ago. Time flies, man. I don't know what else I can do now.
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Miss Bateman. How are you?
Tired.
Gonna buy you a drink?
One won't hurt.
One won't hurt.
Excellent. I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
I don't need any further convincing.
Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
To Leonard's shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard's shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs Barrow?
Yeah, Demon's House is the first one, but it's not called.
Despite
No,
his
but we were not
disappearing
talking
act
about
the
that.
previous
It's just that he
evening,
was.
Not to mention his questionable sobriety. I decided Mr. Tillet
He was saying that he didn't play such an old game, and then he said that he would play Dark Souls 1, which wasn't that old.
I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger.
I still haven't played Demon Souls.
He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillet. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognized from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway
I
station.
still also have to play Elden Ring.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillet?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
But there's so many games coming out now this spring that hard to fit like a large game like that in.
Left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away day by day. Consumption got her. She was naught but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillet. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at her favourite lookout spot on the moors. Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye.
That's a beautiful tribute.
Aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillet. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him. And I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillet. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur.
Going to be a nice guy.
Enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another.
Oh, God.
The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillet and I. I treasure the memory.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Sing the song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then. clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth
flashback
take
again.
care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
The heck, no? Oh, we have the barrels. Heck is this gremlin?
Hello, Thomasina.
What is this? Who are you?
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
You were here 25 years ago.
My father?
You were deep down with the others. You were there when something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go. One more thing. This is not a dream.